In a warm, calm sea lived a little turtle. Her name was Luna. Luna had a smooth green shell and kind eyes, but she had one peculiarity. Every night, small, soft lights appeared on her shell. They glowed like stars. That's why everyone called her the Star Turtle. When evening came, the sea became very still. The waves rocked slowly. The fish swam calmly, and Luna loved to look at the sky. She rose closer to the surface of the water, looked at the stars, and quietly said, "Good night, stars." And the stars seemed to answer her with a soft light. And then the turtle would say her favorite phrase, "Everything is fine. The sea is calm. The night is quiet. You can rest." And the sea grew even calmer. One evening, Luna met a small silverfish. The fish swam very quickly and couldn't stop. "Why are you swimming so fast?" asked the turtle. The fish sighed. "I can't sleep. I keep swimming and swimming." Luna smiled softly. "Then swim next to me." They swam slowly across the calm sea. The water was warm. The waves rocked gently. The turtle said quietly, "Everything is fine. The sea is calm. The night is quiet. We can rest." The fish began to swim more slowly, even more slowly, and then completely calmly. A little further on, they met a small seahorse. It was holding on to a piece of seaweed and rocking in the waves. "Why aren't you sleeping?" asked Luna. "I'm thinking about all sorts of things," said the seahorse, "and that's why I can't sleep." The turtle swam closer. Her shell glowed softly with starlight. She said quietly, "Everything is fine. The sea is calm. The night is quiet. We can rest." The seahorse took a deep breath and exhaled slowly. He stopped thinking about all sorts of things. He simply listened to the sea, and the sea whispered softly. Now a fish and a seahorse swam alongside the moon. They moved slowly, very slowly. The water grew calmer, the night grew deeper, and the stars shone softly and quietly. The turtle said again, "Everything is fine. The sea is calm. The night is quiet. We can rest." A little later, they saw a small crab. The crab was sitting on the sand and looking at the sky. "Why aren't you sleeping?" asked the turtle. The crab quietly replied, "I'm just waiting for it to get completely quiet." The moon smiled softly. "Then come sit with us." They all settled down on the warm sea sand. The sea rustled softly. The waves gently came and went. And the turtle said again, "Everything is fine. The sea is calm, the night is calm, we can rest. The fish closed its eyes, the seahorse closed its eyes too, and the crab closed its eyes too. And the moon slowly rose closer to the surface of the water. She looked at the stars. Her shell glowed softly, like a small night sky. She whispered, "Good night, stars," and the stars responded with a soft glow. The sea became completely calm. The waves barely moved. The fish were sleeping. The seahorse was sleeping. The crab was sleeping. And even the jellyfish were swimming very slowly. The turtle, too, began to fall asleep. She said quietly, "Everything is fine. The sea is calm. The night is calm. We can rest." Her eyes slowly closed. The sea became even calmer. The stars shone softly, and a warm, quiet night covered the entire sea. And if you listen very quietly, you can hear the sea whisper, "All is well. The world is calm. The night is soft. You can rest. You can sleep, and sweet sleep comes." High, high in the night sky lived a little cloud, but it was no ordinary cloud. It looked just like a tiny, fluffy kitten. That's why everyone called him the Cloudy Kitten. During the day, he floated peacefully across the blue sky. He watched the birds. He watched the sun. He watched the earth below. And when evening came, the sky turned soft and deep blue. The stars appeared, and the Cloudy Kitten began his quiet, nocturnal journey. He drifted slowly through the sky and watched how everyone on Earth prepared for sleep. He watched the sky. He watched the earth below. And when evening came, the sky turned soft and deep blue. The stars appeared, and the Cloudy Kitten began his quiet, nocturnal journey. He drifted slowly through the sky and watched how everyone on Earth prepared for sleep. Every evening, he whispered softly, "The night is quiet. The sky is calm. It is time to rest." And the stars twinkled gently beside him. One evening, the Cloudy Kitten noticed a little star. The star was trembling and blinking faster than usual. "Why aren't you resting?" the kitten asked. The star answered quietly, "I want to shine very brightly, but because of that, I cannot calm down." The Cloudy Kitten drifted closer. He wrapped the star in his fluffy cloud fur and said softly, "The night is quiet. The sky is calm. It is time to rest." The star began to shine more softly, softer still, and finally its light became warm and peaceful. The kitten floated further across the night sky. Below, he saw a little owl. The owl sat on a branch, turning its head from side to side. "Why aren't you sleeping?" the kitten asked. The owl replied, "I am listening to the night forest, but tonight everything is too quiet." The cloudy kitten smiled. "Silence is a good thing," he said softly. "The night is quiet, the sky is calm, it is time to rest." The owl closed its eyes. It slowly spread its wings and then settled back onto the branch. Now it wasn't listening to the forest. It was listening to the silence. The kitten floated further, slowly, very slowly. The wind was soft. The stars shone peacefully. Below, in a small house, he saw a window. A warm nightlight was glowing in the room. A child lay in bed, unable to fall asleep. The cloudy kitten quietly drifted to the window. He didn't make a sound. He just glowed softly next to the stars and whispered quietly, "The night is quiet. The sky is calm. It is time to rest." The wind lightly stirred the curtain. The room became even cozier. The child slowly closed their eyes. The kitten continued his nocturnal journey. He floated past the moon. The moon smiled at him. "Good night, cloudy kitten," she said. "Good night, moon," he replied. And once more he said softly, "The night is quiet, the sky is calm, it is time to rest." The sky was growing darker and darker. The stars shone softly. The wind barely moved. The cloudy kitten began to feel tired too. He curled up into a tiny, fluffy ball right next to the moon and whispered quietly, "Good night, stars." The stars twinkled gently in response. And before falling asleep, the kitten said once more, "The night is quiet, the sky is calm, everyone is resting, it's time to sleep." And he slowly closed his eyes. The sky became very quiet. The moon shone softly. The stars twinkled calmly. An owl slept on a branch. A small star shone quietly and steadily. And in the little house under the sky, the child was already having sweet dreams. And if you look at the sky very quietly, you can see a small cloud. It looks like a fluffy kitten. It sleeps peacefully among the stars, and it seems as if it is still whispering, "The night is quiet. The sky is calm. You can rest. You can sleep." And a soft, warm sleep comes. In a quiet forest, among the tall trees, lived a little firefly. His name was Lumi. During the day, Lumi rested under a large green leaf. He listened to the wind. He listened to the birds. He listened to the forest breathing. And when evening came, the forest became quiet and soft. The first stars appeared, and Lumi lit his tiny light. It glowed with a warm, golden light, not brightly, not quickly, but calmly and softly. Lumi loved to fly between the trees and help the forest fall asleep. And every evening he would quietly say, "The night is calm, the forest is quiet, it's time to rest." One evening, Lumi noticed a little hedgehog. The hedgehog was walking back and forth along the path, back and forth. "Why aren't you sleeping?" Lumi asked. The hedgehog replied quietly, "I'm looking for the coziest spot to sleep, but I just can't find it." Lumi glowed softly. He slowly flew forward. "Follow me." They walked through the quiet forest. The leaves rustled softly. The wind blew quietly. And Lumi said, "The night is calm. The forest is quiet. It's time to rest." The hedgehog began to walk slower, even slower, and soon they found a soft pile of leaves. The hedgehog curled into a ball and fell asleep almost at once. Lumi flew further. The night was growing deeper. The forest was growing quieter. And suddenly he saw a little bunny. The bunny was sitting under a bush looking at the stars. "Why aren't you sleeping?" Lumi asked. The bunny said quietly, "I am listening to the night forest, but I feel a little uneasy." Lumi softly landed nearby. His light became a little warmer. He said quietly, "The night is calm. The forest is quiet. It's time to rest." The bunny took a deep breath and slowly exhaled. He looked at the stars, then he closed his eyes and quietly fell asleep. Lumi continued his journey. He flew slowly, very slowly, so that his light would be soft and calm. Soon he saw an old owl. The owl was sitting on a branch, watching the forest. "Good night, Lumi," she said. "Good night," the firefly replied. "Are you helping the forest fall asleep again?" Lumi nodded quietly and said, "The night is calm. The forest is quiet. It's time to rest." The owl smiled. She closed her eyes and quietly drifted off to sleep. Now the forest had become almost completely silent. The wind stopped. The leaves rustled no more. The animals were sleeping. The birds were sleeping. Even the stream flowed very quietly. Lumi flew slowly over the path. His light grew softer and softer. He whispered quietly, "The night is calm, the forest is quiet, it's time to rest." At last, Lumi found his favorite spot, a large water lily leaf by a small forest pond. He sat on the leaf. The firefly looked at the stars. The stars flickered softly. The pond quietly reflected the sky. Lumi whispered, "Good night, forest," and said once more, "The night is calm, the forest is quiet, everyone is resting, it's time to sleep." His light became very soft, tiny, warm, and Lumi quietly closed his eyes. The forest was asleep. The hedgehog was sleeping in the leaves. The bunny was sleeping under the bush. The owl was sleeping on the branch. And even the wind was sleeping among the trees. And the little firefly Lumi was resting quietly on the lily leaf. And if you listen very, very closely, you can hear the night forest whispering, "The night is calm, the forest is quiet, you may rest, you may sleep." And a soft, sweet dream arrives.